People. It's been a while, so we're going to enter the fish room. On the bottom is the 40B. It's got the blue angels. All the info is always right there. They're happy. They get fed a lot. They love my schedule. Here's the oldest group of the Electric Blues. Electric Blues, 10-1. I'm about to throw in the next group with them, the 10-16s, just because this is a 40B, and they're liking it. I threw a towel on the back. I don't know. I keep experimenting on what makes them look best or not, so they get colored up. They're about the size when I got the ones that bred these, so these guys look really cool to me. They look good. I'm pleased. Don't know which way to go to get you where you're going here, kids. There's the 20-gallon rack. The bottom here has got some Episto Hansloy and Angels. Multitasking this tank. Next door is the oldest group of GBR. They are 10-1. These guys rock and roll. And next door to them are the real red-eyed albino fry, numbers 1 and 2. Probably a good amount, over 40. And they're still not sexed out. And next to them, some angels from the Redfins. How wonderful. Riding to the next level, going up. Redfins, number 1. They have removed the eggs from their slate. These guys are pretty tricky. So maybe there's some in there, maybe not. But could just be like this next, you know. Here's number 2 right next door, but they can't see each other. These guys got their fry from the time before. Oh, you're getting a big reflection too. They got their fry in there. They're happy. I use, I'll show you here if I can, cardboard from the boxes, from the tanks. That's my separator. They don't see each other. Next door is the Platinums. And they do see the angels next door to them. These guys are happy with each other. Maybe, maybe not. Next door to them, there's nothing to see. Move along. That's the orange laser Corys. They're just not doing anything for me. Moving right along. Up top, these bumblebee platies. Wait till you see the size of Mama. I'm not sure she's all good. I looked at original pictures of her, and she was not large. She was possibly hit. Now she has never gotten smaller, even though she's had a couple litters. All these fish with her are from her. I separated the male that came with her. He's in with the swordtail males. I keep waiting to see what comes of her. No clue. She's huge. Next door to them is the Arenidaes. I think it's 2 males. Getting nothing out of them. Male's actually showing himself right there. And then I'm not sure, the other one could be hiding. But he's next to the stick if you don't see him. There he goes, he moved, you'll see that. The next tank is the breeding pair. She breeds or lays in that cave up. That's the male probably. The lighting's pretty dark up on these 2 tanks. And next door to them are the Hansloy. And you can just see that they're a beehive of activity. He's got 3 females in there. I pulled eggs the other day. So down low here are 4 more 20s. On the bottom, I got a GBR. They're a decent size. They are 10-16 also. Happy fish. And behind them, and the other one, are the Electric Blues that I'm going to move into the 40. There's a decent amount of these guys. I think they're going to enjoy being in the 40. And here in these two tanks, even though the water's low, there are still paint strainers in effect. As you can see, there are fish, in this case angelfish. And what I do is I put a terracotta pot bottom in it so food doesn't go through, and it keeps the net deep and tight. And the fish really do good in there. That's where the angels that are mixed with the apistos came out of. Until I can get them a tank where I like them, they get the volume of a big tank. They just don't have the space. On the top of them are the two red-eyed females who I've kept away from the males since I got them. There's the other one. They are both going to pop again soon. They gave birth on the 3rd. So anytime, hoping they just stop being pregnant and I can match them up with who I like in with all my males. Got some real nice long fins. And got some red eyes. And you got that silly bumblebee male back there. He's got some color to him though. And next is the 120-gallon tank with angelfish in it. Going to move back as I wander here. There are pairs forming in this tank laying eggs. There are every color in the sun. Nice koi's, nice blue. Not really the ghosts or the platinums I got in the next round. That's why I separated the ones I did. You know, I really like those. We'll see what comes from them. I'd like to be able to breed them. So again, those are the electric blue rams with angels under them. We're going to move into this closet. There's a pretty crowded 75-gallon tank with male apisto, Hansloi, and German rams, baby. Underneath them, the 5-gallon tanks with GBR. A couple in there. With electric blue rams. There's a few in there. With electric blue rams again. There might be a few in there. A few more electric blues. A few more electric blues. This is the first stage. The 5-gallon tanks is where I put them after I take them out of the nursery. Some of these say like ×3. I might have put 3 spawns into one of these tanks actually. Once they're good and happy, or I move fish over to the 10s. Here in the 10s you'll see there appears to be some electric blue rams. There might be a few more electric blue rams. In case we run short, I got a few electric blue rams in this tank too. Up above on the 2nd floor, these are the Arenidae cry, number 1 and 2. Just loving it. Their neighbors would happen to be electric blue rams. And then next to them, tap rams, baby. And they may not be producing very much, but they are king and queen to me. These are some great fish. They are good looking, huge fish. This is just good water, good food. These guys have been in a 10-gallon tank almost a year straight now. That's a good looking fish, baby. On the floor up, Mr. and Mrs. On the floor above them, we just happen to have some electric blue rams. Their neighbors would be the wild swordtails. These guys are pretty cool. I'm still letting them get comfortable and really trying to cram their tank so they can hide or do what they're going to do. I'd like to sort them out, but I'm not sure how to yet or what to. I'm still just even toying with their water in my own little mind. I'm guessing what to do with them. But they seem happy. They like being fed. Females look a little bigger, I'm not sure. Just be patient and see what happens with them. And their tank next to them is the Pistol Hongzloid trios. I sorted out females as best I could and males and put a proportionate group in here. So when I send out trios, I'll just be pulling them from this tank. The shrimp were all in here before, and the assassin snails are still in here. I think these guys ate all my assassin snail eggs. That'll kind of light me up. That's what I got. All the shrimp went over there, baby. The bottom tank has the mystery Apisto. The middle tank has all the blues, and the top tank has all the cherry reds. I'm really liking it's just a nice little setup on the shelves. You know, pretty much easy street. Got a little submarine there next to it too. Nice, huh? Baby. Alrighty? We thought we were done. Not even close. I got a TV so I can spend my whole winter down here if I have to. It's the water making station. Not sure everybody gets it. Just redid all of the filters basically in the RO. So I am on that's the pump right up there on the rafter. And my water goes through. Then it enters on the left. First my pre-filter, then another pre-filter, the 2 carbons, the dual reverse osmosis membranes, and then the dual DI. That makes 150 gallons a day if I want. It goes to the 42 or 44 gallon barrel with the float valve, and it goes to the one you don't see barely in the back corner with 0 from the DI with the float valve. And then these 2 are barrels I fill, one with RO, one with tap. The tap comes from right here. This is the bomb. It's a quarter turn all the way on, all the way off. That's all it is. It goes through all 3 of those filters that I put together myself, just buying the parts from Bulk Reef Supply. And that goes right directly to my plumbing, where I have it preset, coming from hot and cold. And I used a bathroom fixture to adjust the temperature, and it never changes. I just pour water that's 78 degrees out of my tap all the time. Especially going into a big barrel. It comes out, it adjusts itself just fine. The rams are still in Ram Ranch or Ram Hotel here on the top. Those are the GBRs. They're not as productive as the electric blue rams, but the electric blue rams are blowing everybody out of the water. So they are on the bottom, which Papa and I have discussed so many times is such a bad place to put fish that are sensitive. They usually don't like bottom racks. I would have moved these guys long ago. They are just blowing it away down there. I've had pictures before of all the dates. I write down everything so with the camera the light doesn't blow it out. Here's all the dates that they've laid eggs. As I take them or whatever, I write them down as we go. And that is, hang on, oh yeah, the 26th, right up until today. Here they are. I'm sure everybody's really going to want to see these guys. I didn't put a good background on here, so they don't look like what they are. But believe me, these are some awesome fish. They breed on these pots. There's a pair. They have eggs right now. I should just show you that because I can't take these eggs. Or I won't. Oh, where are they? They're gone? I believe they ate them. There were eggs on that flower pot this morning. So they've either eaten them or they moved them. These guys are usually pretty good about not eating eggs. They'll let them hang out for a while. These guys up here, they eat their eggs pretty fast. If I don't get them out the day they're doing them, then they eat them. Here's the dip and pours. I don't know if you'll get to see the fries that are actually in some of these. This is where I feed them a couple times. There you go. This is where I feed them. First 2-3 times. You can't even see the Hongzloid. They're on the bottom. None of the Apistos swim. They just sit and wait for food to come to them, and then you can see that they're alive. Some of these you won't see anything swimming because they're still just wigglers or they're just getting going. But believe me, it's quite the process. These are the latest Arenidae fry. You can see they're barely swimming around. I just fed them a little while ago. so there still might be some brine shrimp in there. And I label them, I keep track of them. They come from the nursery, or go to the nursery next, which is a 40-gallon breeder. It's got a power head in each corner that feeds the system that pumps to each of these baskets. They're all hooked together, so it's even pressure, even Steven. Then in between the two compartments, I float these breeders baskets that I've altered. I've glued a electric cover on the bottom so brine shrimp don't just go through the net. And that's the deal with these baskets in the nursery, is they are just the right size to catch food or not allow it to go through easily. And you have to do a little bit of maintenance. If the box has writing in it, it means there's something in the net. Here's how they run. Water drips into each basket. I feed each one of these every day, a couple times. Papa and I found this system, and it wasn't exactly like this. We both put our own twists on it. It's supposed to have been for discus, but these rams are so active that I take advantage and experiment freely with it. That, of course, is the filter in the background for the 180 that's upstairs, and that's the brine shrimp hatching away. And you can see the different stages of it, how you would know whether it's hatched or not. To the far right, it's very pale. That's this morning's eggs. I fed off of that one. Next, all the way on the left, is a batch that's all nice, bright, and orange. And that's going to be ready to rock and roll anytime I want to feed it. I don't do anything with these. I shut off the air or I pull out the air. You know, that's why I like these the best, because I just go take the air out, I let it settle, I stick another air tube in, and that's my siphon. Once they settle, I draw off the bottom, and I'll put it through my little strainer. When I'm happy. Nothing fancy. These are the best thing in the world. They work so good. I don't even like the Coke bottle things here, but I got them. For those, I just disconnect the air, though. You can see where I put a little thing. I won't shut it off. It's too much of a pain to adjust it. If you get too much air, too much goes up on the sides, and you're just losing eggs that aren't hatching, or you got to stay on top of it all the time, doing silly stuff like squirting water to make it the eggs go back in. It's tons of fun. You don't need to be working on stuff like that when you got fish like crazy. Rams. And angels. So that's really all of it, folks. Believe it or not, there's an end to it. And this is it. It started in this corner, and it's gone just the opposite way that we came in. I've slowly grown and spread to keep the fish happy. Here's some of my breeder nets that I glued the outlet cover on. I put the styrofoam in them and they float. And it still has circulation and the food can go through. But it stays there. And it's easy to clean. It's bright white. It's a nice thing. Lots of fish food. Lots of fish under the stairs. The filter for the reef aquarium. Light's not on. Comes on later. Short cycle. There's mushrooms and some fish in there. There's Mr. Grama. Fish room, folks. I still haven't got the 29 in the wall. Here's one of the flipper hinges. I'll show you how these things work. Oh, they're awesome. And here's the other one on the 75. Flips up. Those are my LED lights right in there. All run to underneath on the timer. Yep. Can walk right underneath because I'm short. It's a wonderful thing. Close it back up, nice and soft close. It's a beautiful. Love German engineering. Nice little fish tank. I like making stands. Alright, well, here's a video. Takes forever for me to do them. Hope this comes out. I will not go through all this again today. Enjoy, folks.